Good evening, campers, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. I'm Commander Exorcist, and today we are back on the ground. No hauling today, no colonization. We are going to play some ground conflict zones. I am in a system not far from my home system that does not have frontline solutions, but it has 14 different ground conflict zones for me to pick from. So we're going to go out here and we're going to just run around and shoot people for a little bit, because this video is much different than anything I've ever done on this channel. So part of it is an experiment moving forward, because this is the first video I've ever shot in full ultra high definition. This is my first 4K resolution video, and going forward my intention is to produce everything in ultra high definition. And so it's still 16:9 is the length to width ratio. That is my preferred method because it fits on most TVs, and that's kind of what I'm going for here, and trying to see if YouTube will push this a little bit more. I know I've heard that YouTube will push things that are standard HD a little less than some of the 4K stuff, so we're going to see how that works. But here we are, and taking a little bit of time. So there is no frontline solutions in this system. There are no large starports, so I had to kind of touch down on this planet and find my way around. But it was easy because one of these is a Federation, one of these is Imperial, so they had the Imperial masks, and the other is not. They're independent, and so I just shot the people that are not wearing the Imperial masks, and here we are. All right, it is a low threat CZ, so it's pretty easy. So it's gonna be kind of quick, I think. But it is nice and a little bit relaxing to not be doing the high ones for a while, because I can just kind of roll through here. Oh, so I can get a grenade out. Yeah, so I can just kind of roll through here and just absolutely smoke these guys and talk a little bit about how things are going. I had the intention of releasing my next tutorial guide today, but it is not done. I'm not happy with the overall construction of it at the moment. It's just a work in progress, and so I'm hoping it will possibly come out later this week. If it doesn't, it will be out next week for sure. There's just a couple of little things that I want to address before it's put out completely, plus having to upscale some of the stuff because I was working in standard definition or in high def, and now it'll be in ultra. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I know I'm kind of behind the power curve on this, but I was a little nervous about having my rig try to, encode and record, but it didn't work at first. Oh my God, it almost melted my GPU when I had everything turned on, but I think I've got it set to where it's recording at a decent frame rate and decent appearance. It does look a lot nicer, and I think Elite Dangerous is a beautiful game. It gets criticism every now and then for some anti-aliasing weirdness, and there's some. Holy crap, this is a room full of people. Get that. Take that. There we go. Oh, one more. I took out an entire squad of these guys. Oh, I love the low ones. But Elite Dangerous, it gets some criticism for anti-aliasing issues, and the shadows are still kind of flickery in times. But, overall, the game is very beautiful. The design of the stations is nice, and the planetary bodies, especially the atmospheric ones. When you get the right sunset, it's gorgeous, and so I'm very excited to finally kind of be presenting the game as it was meant to be seen. So let's see here, 970 to 605, not doing too bad, just a couple of minutes in, but like I said, there's no frontline solutions, so we're kind of on our own. So I just kind of did the SRV method and parked my ship just off to the side and jump out and shoot the first person that I saw. Actually, it was the second person I saw. The first person I saw was an Imperial soldier, and I wanted to join his side. So, it is, I think, let's see here. Yep, here we go. I'm kind of torn because my TK is powerful enough to take out these guys. Oh, get out of the way. Somebody die. My TK is powerful enough. Whoa, to take out these guys in some respects. But I mean, once their shields are down, my little Gatling gun here will just obliterate both the shields and their armor in the low threat ones. In the mediums, it will to a certain degree, but in the high ones, there's no way. You're not gonna affect any real damage unless you're using the TK to take out their shields first. So, the SRV. That's for Alec Turner. Just because. So I had some people ask, and so I'll go ahead and start as I'm doing this and trying to find my way and shoot and pay attention to things. So I'd had some people ask about these ground conflict zones, talking about them from a tactical standpoint, talking about some strategy that you can use when playing them. And I love this game. I always preface it with this, but the AI for ground conflict in Elite, it's not the smartest. I mean, it can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but once you kind of figure out how it works, it's pretty easy to overcome. And so for a strategy with these things, there's essentially two ways that you can approach it. You can do it the battlefield style by doing the capture the flag part, so you can stand there and run up the numbers, and I think it takes 50 points off for each one that you capture. And so that's a quick way to drive down your enemy's power count and win the zone. So like right here, if I wanted to, I could just stay inside of Echo until it hits 100, but I'm not interested in that, because the other way that you can play these is just to run around and shoot everybody and earn bounties. And that's kind of what, you know, the combat bonds. That's what I'm interested in most of the time, is making money. Now the low ones, I'm not going to make any money from it. But the higher ones, I mean, you can make 16, 17 million credits in about 15 minutes, which is really, really good, even in the era of extremely expensive exobiology. So they're still worth it. They really are. And so, like I said, there's two different ways you can do it. You can capture the flag, but the way that it works is that your enemies are dropped in units. So they come in these little packages as they come out of the ship, and there's like anywhere from 2 to maybe 6 or 7 of them that come out of the ship. And they usually travel together. Sometimes they'll branch off. You'll have 1 or 2. Especially the enforcers, they seem to have a little bit more intelligent AI. They also have some of the more deadly armor and weapons. They're the ones with the rocket launchers. And so they'll just kind of go off and do their own thing. And so if you can keep an eye on where the ships are approaching, you can get a drop on the enemy before they even get a chance to get in the base. Like this right here. See up in the corner there? See how they're like kind of fuzzy? They're all huddled together, and they're really vulnerable at this point. So I'm just going here. I'm just freaking massacre them. There we go. There's an enforcer. High-level enforcer would be extremely dangerous, but this guy, he's nothing. And we took out that entire group. And so there's the next group. And they just kind of come in waves. And they come in on different points of the station. But typically after the 3rd or 4th run, once you see, you'll notice where they come from. And most of the time they'll come from the same places. So they'll come from the entrance here, and then they'll drop on the other side of the station over by the SRV, and then back over here by the entrance. And it just kind of goes back and forth. So, all right. There we go. That was good. Did it say we had 1 left? That was weird. There's my SRV out there. I don't want to shoot it. And I'd prefer that they don't shoot it. Okay. So, hey guys, while we got a moment, if you enjoy the content I create on this channel for Elite Dangerous and other things, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment today telling me how this looks. Is this much better than it was before? Is this the way? Let me know, because I'm really excited about it, and it'll be nice to do things differently. We are victorious, my friends. I don't know why they put their guns up in the air. I guess I need to start doing that too. All right, so I'm going to head out to the SRV and get restocked on everything, recall my Mandalay, and I'm going to head out to find another location. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find a high-level one, but I will definitely find something, preferably something in the daylight. So I'll see you guys in a moment. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are we fighting a... Are they seriously called the Probing Interlopers? Oh, man. I didn't know who I was fighting, but... I mean, if I belonged to a faction called the Probing Interlopers, I would want somebody to shoot me as well. So we're going to make that dream a reality. dismiss my ship. As I said in my ground conflict and my settlement rating, it's always a good idea to dismiss your ship because it can be shot at. It's just easier to get it out of here and not have to worry about it later. Okay. That was a nice little station. Might be the same design as the one I was at earlier, but this one's in the daylight. Oh, SRB. I hate driving these things. I'd rather be on foot. Almost 8-9 years of playing this game, and I still suck at driving this thing. Okay. And out we go. Yeah, this is a nice little station. I've played in this design a few times, and I've had it error out where the ground sinks into the, or the station sinks into the ground. So, like, there's rocks inside of the station and everything. I might have a video about that, but yeah. Here we go. All right. So these are Imperial troops, and I want to make sure I shoot the right person because I don't want to get on the wrong team. Here we go. There's a guy over here. And there we go. Now we're underway. Okay, second round is underway, everybody. Oh, we're already behind. 885 to 995. Yeah, just a couple of minutes. We'll take care of that. Everybody's kind of huddling up in there. Would you like a grenade? Would you like another grenade? Boom, baby. I think I would have got two if I hadn't shot him. Go here. Go ahead and clean house. Excuse me, I've been hired as the exterminator. Punch him in the face. There we go. I'm thinking about doing a challenge where, because I've done the shieldless challenge where I just will, you know, play a ground conflict zone without shields, either medium or high. I think I did a medium and low. I'd love to do a high. And I've thought about doing a melee only. I know I wouldn't make much money off of it, and we could potentially lose. But it might be interesting to go through and just, like, not even fire my weapon and just go around punching people in the face and see how well I can do. May start that with a low one and see how it works out. Okay. Come on. Oh, man, they're all huddled together again. This is great. Start picking them off one at a time. Oh, out of ammo. Come on. Sorry about that, Lanny. Or Laney.
Delta, we've got the advantage. Keep going.
Okay. Might need some ammo. Take these guys out first. Okay. My guy needs to get out of the way. Get out of the way, Russell. And it's almost, I mean, in these low threat ones, they're going down so quickly, I almost lose opportunity by switching weapons. That second or two of time is very valuable. Oh my God.
Delta is now online.
Okay. And so, like I said, see, they're coming over. That ship just dropped another group of them over in the corner. And, you know, this is one guy, he's a striker, so he's moving away from the group. And now he's hiding. Jerk. You see the rest of the group taking off there. So once you get an idea, like once you get a sense of that pattern, it's pretty easy to dominate these things. You just kind of got to learn how they function. And it's almost like the NPCs have two different subroutines for them. One where they're shielded and one where they lose their shield. So watch how this enforcer, like, when he loses his shields, well, even more. I'll try to find another example that I don't just, like, obliterate. But if you watch them, you'll notice that they behave a certain way, and then when the shields are gone, they change their behavior or start running away. Another SRV for Alec Turner. It's a celebration. But yeah, so if you shoot them and their shields drop down, a lot of times they'll stop for a moment, almost as if the secondary routine is kicking in, and then they start running. Like that guy there, he didn't do anything until his shields were dropped, and then he turned and started to attack. which is weird. Like, you'd think they would want to attack you before they lose their shields. I don't know. This is elite, though. I mean, these have gotten a lot better. They made a lot of changes to some of the AI recently. I mean, they work a lot better in teams. The NPCs do, because they weren't before. And I had this. I talked before. I thought it would be a grand idea to have a bunch of people do one of these, and we did this with the burr pit, and it absolutely broke the thing. Like, it just the instance broke, and there were NPC soldiers that people could see that others couldn't, and it was a nightmare. So it's
Reinforcements have arrived.
it's still fun though. So we got another group.
Alpha, we're pushing the enemy back. Don't give them an inch.
I wanted to make sure that they weren't coming off to the side there, but it looks like they're all coming over here. It's almost like they keep coming down that mountain. Oh, hello guys. We were behind, but what it was 885, and we've only lost 15, and we've dominated them because they were at 900 or something. We were behind. Get back here, Renata. Renata.
Alpha point secured.
Okay. Out of grenades. I was kind of hoping to unleash some fury on them, but... And they'll hide behind the freaking pillars. That's really annoying. Oh, nice.
Delta has been captured.
DeMarcus, Mr. Bean. Come here, Bean. I got something for you. DeMarcus Bean.
We've claimed Bravo.
I mean, what do you expect from a faction named the Probing Interlopers? Somebody did that on purpose.
Alpha is now online.
All right, I think this should be the last group to come through here. Okay, got him.
Enemy support has arrived. Reinforcements are
So this should be the
touching down.
last, like, real group, I believe. And then we'll get the final. They'll say like the resources are exhausted. Take them out.
Charlie was secured. Enemy reinforcements
Yep,
are
there we go.
exhausted.
That was
Take
it.
out the rest.
Let's finish them off. So yeah, everybody, this was fun. 2 low threat CZs on a Monday. I just, like I said, I have a video I'm working on, my next big one. This is not done yet, but I wanted to get something out there in the circuit. This was the best time to try out the new recordings and the new presentation. And this change will affect everything. So everything going forward, as far as I know, is going to be in this resolution. So Taco Tuesday out there and anything else that I do. So very excited about that. Let's finish this off. You just standing there, dude. Silas, get out of here. Whoa, Stuart. Oh, nice. I don't think that was one of our guys who did that either. I think that was one of his friends. Keenan and Teddy. And Teddy is history. That, my friends, is going to be all. Hey, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me for these ground conflict zones. And you guys take care. Have a good week. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, I am Commander Exorcist. Take care. Fly safe. And I will see you out there.